Do you think free speech is a fundamental right?
Yeah.
I do think that free speech is a fundamental right.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think free speech is a fundamental right?
So I think free speech, I believe, is important because it gives everyone the opportunity to showcase their ideas, their perspectives, and I think it allows people to learn from them as well. Whether we agree or disagree, I think having that openness to learn, I think, is important.
Yeah. Do you think things like misinformation, hate speech, and racism still fall under free speech that should be protected?
I think there are limits to free speech in terms of, like, if it were to hurt someone or be used to target an individual, it shouldn't, like, there should be restrictions on that imposed by the government. So I guess not all speech. There should, like, some speech should be protected.
I think speech that is meant to hurt someone, meant to attack, be violent, and hurt someone is not something that we should protect and not something we should advocate for.
For example, hate speech that's bringing down a specific demographic, a group of people, and I don't think that should fall under free speech.
Well, it's difficult to know like what is hate speech and what's not because it's all in the eye of the beholder. What one person thinks is hate speech, another person might think is just them expressing their opinion.
So who should decide what is and what isn't hate speech? Should it be the government?
That's a good question. I think ultimately, it depends on the way society is. I think society should be the one to decide that. I think having just the government play a role into that, I think, is something that could be good, but also couldn't be, depending on that.
I think it should be up to the public, like Canadian public, more so like us.
So do you think hate speech should be criminalized?
Hate speech is just one step in causing further harm. Like if you are continuing to hate speech a certain person or type of people, it brings attention to that group, which can inflict more harm to them.
Like it's a hate crime.
Yeah, it's a crime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess that depends on what the reactions are for the crime. But
Yeah, so in the UK, they have fairly strict online hate speech laws, and it's around like 30 arrests a day that they make. It's quite ridiculous. The things that they arrest for. They arrest in Germany. They arrest for like a meme online.
I feel like there would have a reason for why they're arresting so many people, especially because online, you're like anonymous. So you have that barrier to protect yourselves against, so more people are open about their hate. And I think that's like an early warning sign for potential crimes that they could commit later on.
Yeah, so in the UK, one of the things that they're arresting people for is when they call out these grooming gangs. So they have actually a fairly big problem in the UK with this. It's minority men, especially immigrant men, who are doing very horrible things to young women and girls. And because it's a minority, when someone calls out these actions, the very disgusting sexual acts that these men are committing, when they call it out, they're actually getting arrested for it. Is that wrong? If they're calling out a wrong act, even if it is a minority, should they still be arrested for that?
I don't think they should be. The crime itself should be called out.
They have these sort of laws over there. Is it scary that we could have something like that here?
If people are getting arrested for stuff they post online, like how are people even able to like live their lives? Because if people are like afraid of expressing their opinion, then if they don't express their opinion at all, then society will just stay the same, not evolve at all, maybe go on a decline. And that's not the type of like world that regular people want to live in.
100%, that's something that we should be afraid of, because that's just something that's like, honestly, it's like absurd. Like at the end of the day, like it's always been there. Like people have always said what they've wanted. The only difference is now that with social media, it gets like vocalized to the thousands of millions, and I don't think we should be penalized for that.